Welcome to week 5, where we are going to really take a dive into meal planning. In the overview, here are the expected outcomes, what you should be learning. We're going to cover Chapter 6, Menu Planning, and Chapter 11, what is teaching children with special health care needs. And then I also want you to read this following article, The Dietary Supplementation in Children with Autism. Prior to meeting face-to-face, please make sure that you read this information, and then, as always, take the quizzes, Chapter 6 and Chapter 11. Our face-to-face agenda will include student presentations on world culture. We will begin class with the presentations because I want to make sure that everybody is able to present this week. Our main focus will be then talking about menu planning, and then our second focus will be the special needs component. We will do a case study, this study right here. We will review and discuss. If we have time, we will be doing a group activity. Just depends on how long it takes for us to get through the presentations. Let's talk about the assignments that are expected. The first one here is going to be talking about menu planning. So this is your menu planning notes. Make sure we take really good notes during this session because we're going to start menu planning really in detail now. So for your presentations, you're going to develop a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation on your selected culture. So let's say you have Italy. You're going to then prepare a 1-page handout that covers the eating patterns for a particular culture to hand out to your classmates. Now, the handouts to your classmates should have some missing blanks, so therefore students have to kind of follow along your presentation and fill in the blanks as you're going along. You want to also include the typical daily meal patterns. So what do they eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Do they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What types of foods are typically eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And then you also want to provide some nutritional health status. What are the rates of obesity? What are the rates of diabetes, heart disease, that sort of thing? Because you'll notice it's going to be very different between different cultures, and diet has a big role in chronic diseases. You will submit both the PowerPoint and the handout prior to class. You are responsible for printing out enough handouts for every single student. If you need printing, you can send it to me the day before, so you must have it in to me by Monday because I will go and print them off Tuesday morning before I come to class. You will stand up in front of class and give a 5-minute presentation on your world culture using your PowerPoint. Here are the expectations based off of the rubric. Oops. Okay, the second big project that's going to be due is your meal plan. We'll talk a lot about this in class. Also, I'm sorry, this actually needs to be updated. They're still working on transitioning the Canvas course. Super Tracker does not exist. You need to use the alternatives that we discussed. The MyFitnessPal still is going to be what I recommend, the most user-friendly. So for this assignment, you're creating a 1-week meal plan that includes breakfast, lunch, and snacks for a child with an allergy to peanuts. It must follow the CACFP guidelines. You must have proper portion sizes for all meals and all food groups of those meals. You must meet a minimum of 50% of each of those nutrients. Again, we'll discuss what this looks like in class in a little bit more detail. I just don't have the ability to show it on this type of a platform. And you want to turn in your menu as well as the analysis that shows that you met that 50%. You must meet 50% of their calories, grams of protein, carbohydrates, fat, milligrams of iron, calcium, sodium, vitamin A, vitamin C, thiamine, niacin, and riboflavin for every day. Okay, I only make you analyze one day, but you need to make sure that they meet those requirements. Lastly, don't forget this part. You'll write a one-page evaluation of the process. How many times did you have to change your menu? Was it challenging? Did you meet the nutrient level requirements? Were you able to provide those nutrient boosts when you realized that you were under, let's say, iron? How did you navigate that? What resources did you use? Okay. So this submission should include a 1-week meal plan, the analysis, and a 1-page evaluation of the process. Be sure to have all 3 of those components in order to get full credit. Week 5 discussion, pretty self-explanatory here. It takes a village. So you want to respond to these 4 bullet points here. Okay? Again, make sure it's of substance, due by Friday, follow up with at least 2 by Monday with your classmates. For your menu planning, there are lots of resources. Use them wisely. Okay? This is that pattern. We're going to be using this column right here, 3 to 5-year-olds. So when you're planning your entire breakfast for the week, make sure that you have 3/4 cup of milk Monday through Friday. That is a requirement. You also need to have a fruit and vegetable component, and you need to have a grain component for every single breakfast. We will talk more in detail about that in class. Okay, that is week 5. If you have any questions, please contact your instructor.